The Democratic Party is no longer what it once was. If you are affiliated with the Democrats, you should probably not be. See, unlike what's happening to Republicans, the Democratic left has actually allowed their elitist and anarchist counterparts to take over, which, I mean, Republicans and conservatives kick out their elitist counterparts. We don't accept them. However, the Democrats have been forcefully taken over by them, and they can't do anything to stop it. And now we're seeing even people like the evil Michael Brendan, who literally said that the daughter who had to witness her mom get executed, who got shot in the streets, he said that that girl learned a powerful lesson of what not to say. You see what they're doing? They control you through fear. That's what they try to do, is they control you through fear because they can't actually do anything civil. That's what the far left is. It is the pure anarchy of humanity. It is everything evil and everything wrong in the world. Here's the story. So, mom, her fiance, and their 3-year-old little girl were walking down the street when a couple BLM thugs came up to them and they talked to them. They eventually got into an argument, and the mom said, "All lives matter," which is true. Every human is a human and should be held to the standard of being a human being. And they decided, they both split ways and they walked away. The mom was walking under a bridge, and with the fiance and the 3-year-old child, and one of the thugs came up, kicked her knees in, basically, and guess what happened next? He shot her in the face, execution style, in front of her 3-year-old, in front of the 3-year-old child, in front of the fiance. And then all the Democrat leaders and people on the main news media outlets go out and say that the little girl learned a lesson, that she learned a lesson of what not to say. See what they're trying to make the youth live in fear. What's happening? They're trying to make people live in fear of opposing them. My question is, how long before people rise up? Like, America is filled with patriots. We're getting sick and tired of our rights and stuff being taken away. How long till a bunch of patriots grab guns, go out and start shooting these people? Like, that's my question. Not encouraging violence. I think everyone should solve all this stuff civilly with debating and voting. But they've gone too far. Now my question is, how long till the other side goes too far? How long till conservatives grab guns and they go out on the streets and they start killing these people? How long, before then? Because we're already seeing the police being completely disbanded.
You broken?
Like, people are gonna really take their own safety into their own hands. Like, their own safety and their family is gonna go into their own hands, and they will kill anyone who tries to touch them. Like, and the left doesn't like it when you defend yourself, as we saw with the 2 lawyers, the white couple who defended themselves from the BLM mob who illegally broke into their private property. And it doesn't matter if the people were protesting on the street, as people claim. Not only do they go on their sidewalk, but it's private property. And where they live, you have the stand your ground law, where you can legally stand your ground with your firearms. And again, private property, as in the residents can defend it. It is private property. It is your responsibility to take care of your private property. So they had full authority to grab guns and defend themselves. Yet the left had a no-knock search warrant on their house to remove their guns. These are the same people who hate no-knock search warrants because it always ends up someone dying, yet they themselves use a no-knock search warrant. And it's funny to see the police mock these people, you know, because, like, all these Antifa thugs, they're like, oh, defund the police. Yet every single time you can find the police reports, they actually request police officers to protect them. They have to request the police to protect them because they can't do anything themselves. And this should just show how evil, like, the left is. Like, the political left is just pure evil with all this stuff that they do, with the encouragement of sexualizing children and pedophilia, with the encouragement of, like, death, of violence, of the most evil policies ever, socialism, of giving people power that shouldn't have it and lowering everyone else to the standard of nothing. It has always been, the left has always been just pure evil, with everything in it just being completely and utterly wrong, and we're seeing even more of that now. Like, I still can't get over the fact that the man literally said the upshot of this story is that a 3-year-old girl learned a powerful lesson about what not to say. About what? Do not say what? All lives matter? I'll say it again, all lives matter, because every human is a human and deserves to be treated as such till they lose their humanity. Like, every human is equal and deserves to be treated as such. That's the basis of, like, creation of America. Like, the Declaration of Independence, everything. All men are created equal. Every human being is a human being and deserves to be treated as such till they no longer do. Like, it's mind-boggling to me that people like this exist. Like, you know how this works, you know? Their colleges poison their brains so they become washed up losers and can't do anything with their lives. So they try to get the Democrats in power because they can't do anything for themselves, and they need other people to do things for them because they can't achieve anything in their life. So they need to give all the power to the government so the government controls them. You know, and then you have fascist groups like Antifa and BLM now rising up, you know, Marxists. Like, BLM is the worst group of almost all time now. I would say BLM is getting pretty close to being around the same level as the Nazis, along with Antifa. Like, they have, like, the same ideologies. Like, I don't get what BLM and the Nazis don't have in common almost at this point, besides a main symbol that they use. Like, Hillary is using the same strategy as the Democrats right now. Quote, "I use people's emotions and trigger them to gain power," end quote, Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler said that. He uses people's emotions to gain power. And that is exactly what the Democrats are doing. They are lying to people about saying how police are evil and they're murdering black people across the streets. Well, not only do the statistics not show that, but there's a reason that a lot of black people seem to get caught up in, like, crime and all that, is because of their culture. Now, all of them who break out of that culture will tell you that, no, oh yeah, no, it's the culture. But all of them stuck in that culture and are blind who want to live in that culture will fight up against it. Like, that's what you think of. When you think of black culture, what do you think of? You think of crime, you think of gangs, you think of, like, rap, you think of everything, all of these things, you think of drugs, like, because that is what has been now created by the Democrats as their culture, and guess what? That culture affects them and changes them, especially when they have places like CNN constantly lying to them about what is happening to them because of the police. All they can do is believe it. Like, what else can they do? They can't do anything to fight it or resist it, as no one else is there to tell them otherwise, and now they're stuck in this situation of, like, only being able to do anarchy. And then you have their leaders like Mayor de Blasio. He's an absolute fool. All they can do is virtue signal to the mob. Hopefully the mob goes away. Like, my question is, what do they think is gonna happen? They've lost control of this mob, clearly. Like, Democrats no longer can control the mob anymore. It's out of hand. Like, what do they think is gonna happen when Joe Biden gets elected? Like, the mob already hates the Democrats for some reason. I even know the Democrats are the ones still covering for them. Like, they're trying to take the riots and protests to their houses where these mayors and leaders live. Yet they still defend them. I think it's because they're afraid. It's because our Democrat leaders are cowards. They can't stand up for the law-abiding citizen. And it's gonna be time when every actual citizen of the U.S. and all the patriots will bear up in arms, like it's always been predicted, and fight for our freedom. Because that's the whole point of the Second Amendment, and why it shall not be infringed is to stop from foreign invasion and domestic invasion from our own government. When our government tries to take away our firearms, when our government dismantles our protection like the police, when the government allows other civilians to hurt us based on the color of our skin, people will rise up and get firearms and they will fight back. We will fight back. That's how it's always been. That's the whole point of all of our rights have led up to us being independent. Us being us and not controlled by a communist regime. Because all the policies they want are evil. Like, evil. In the BLM list of quote-unquote demands are evil. Thankfully, all the smart, like, Republican governors are just shutting them out, and then the coward left leaders are forced to accept them because they need their vote for Biden. Because all they want to do is beat Trump. I'm still lost on why they hate Trump so much, because Trump has only benefited the U.S. I guess they just want to do the opposite of what he wants, because while Trump is over here benefiting the U.S., they want to lie about what he's doing and then destroy the U.S. Which, I don't know why they think that would win. I mean, I'm gonna be honest to the Democrats, a much better strategy would be to get us on your side too by trying to make America great again. Like, but all you do is destroy it. Like, you're further creating a bigger and bigger divide.
Get to that cubicle.
And, like, I'm just curious what they think is gonna happen. Like, we all know what's gonna happen. Patriots and soldiers will rise up and fight against the mob, because that's how it's gonna be forced to be if they keep doing this. Like, they're using our own laws and court systems against us. Like, the black man who beat the white dude in Macy's because he was white and made up excuses of why he beat him is let go and only charged with assault. If the person who painted over the BLM paint did a hate crime, what? First of all, people could say you painting BLM in the streets since people disagree with it is a hate crime. Since you did it on their tax-paid streets in front of them with people who were already disagreed with it, you could say that was a hate crime. yet the man who beat a white man isn't. This is TF2 Fan 1 Exact Shots logging off. Peace out.